Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today Super 7 is putting out pre-orders for their Wave 5 Ultimates G.I. Joe, and they look really good. Classic versions of these characters. We're going to look at each one of these. We're going to talk about the bonus if you order from Super 7, but I ordered mine from BBTS because that's how I always do it, and I'll explain why. We're going to take a look at all these, and I'm going to talk about their SDCC only exclusives. Hopefully we can get those elsewhere. Talk about this coming up. Okay, so first off, we've got the SDCC Deathstroke, and so you can only get this at San Diego Comic-Con, is my understanding. I don't know if there's going to be some put up for sale on their site, or if there's going to be some put up for sale on BBTS, but I'm not sure about all of that. So with that, I barely even have any information and find pictures about this, but I'm sure more information will come, and I'm sure we'll start seeing some videos coming from Super 7 about all these things. But he looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going into all the different variants for G.I. Joe, because there's so many characters, like 300 characters, that they could make already. So getting duplicates and triplicates of the same character is going to get really expensive, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more as we get into all of this. But Deathstroke does look pretty good. Looking at the Baroness all in red there, and that looks fantastic. Almost looks like pink, but we know it's supposed to be red. But yeah, does look really good. That's a nice version of Baroness. Now I think they put out the blue one, and then we're going to be getting the one in the black costume, and then now we got this recolor here, so they're definitely utilizing that recolor of Baroness several times. But she does look good. This is one of those things, perfect exclusive. I don't think every Joe collector is going to be like, hey, I really need this pink one, but it is kind of fun to have an offshoot. So if you're interested in picking this up, I'm not exactly sure how to get it just yet, but usually they put some up for order on the Super 7 site like a week later or 2 weeks later, so I will be keeping an eye on that and looking forward to it. They do. Super 7 now emails me all the time, anytime anything new comes up, so I'm sure that you can get on a mailing list with them to find out. Alright, so looking at this Wave 5, this is a nice looking wave, solid wave. We've got all these great characters. We're going to get into each one of them, but I do want to show real quick that if you order all of them from Super 7 straight up, then you get this bonus super pack, which is really cool, but I'm not getting it. See, I'm not really into dropping $220 now plus tax, possibly plus shipping, and then waiting an indefinite amount of time. So with BBTS, there's nothing down. And I don't really get any kickback from BBTS, but I'm just being honest. That's what I do. And so I would much rather get a free pack here, but I'd much rather get billed when the item arrives. And that way, by the time this arrives in May of 2024 is when it's supposed to drop, who knows what's going to change in the world between now and then. So that's why I like to wait. So looking at this pack, what do we get here? We get these... looks like 3 rifles. Well, 2 rifles is kind of a automatic gun there. These are repaints, recolors of guns that they've already put out and they've already used. So, but you do get some binoculars, a dagger, a left punching hand, and you get a detonator. You get a jetpack and stuff. Stuff we've already gotten already, but some of it's been recolored. So it's not really anything to get too excited over. But I bet you. I don't know for sure, but I'm wondering if they'll put this pack out separate, like $20 down the road, if there's not that many that were ordered from Super 7. Who knows? Okay, so I do want to start talking about Major Bludd. I like the Major Bludd figure. He looks pretty cool. Very smooth, like the cartoon, like the animation. Here's the thing I want to say about this. Now, the classified one is going to be a little bit shorter, but it looked good, but it still had kind of all of the extra detail stuff that was added, and I like the cartoon look. I like the smooth look. You look at the robotic arm he's got, and you can see everything about him that just looks exactly like you'd expect for a Major Bludd. So let's see what all he's going to be coming with. Alright, so Major Bludd does come with 3 different heads, and he comes with binoculars, detonator, a cassette kind of data tape, a bomb, 2 pistol handguns, and then 2 extra sets of hands. Not a whole lot of stuff coming with it for $55. I really feel like these figures are great and are a great $30 figure, $35 figure. $55 is a bit steep on them, but I'm ponying up because I want them and I like them. But that usually they make it up by just going crazy with the accessories. This isn't really going crazy with the accessories. I'm okay with them not going crazy with accessories, but I'm used to getting more for the $55 price point. Here's what he's going to look like theoretically in the package. Now, I don't think the package ever matches these mock-ups. It's like, hey, this is how we could do it, but I'm really not sure why it changes. It would actually be interesting if they would come out and share, because Brian shares a lot of stuff, a lot of information about the business. Why does it change so drastically from these pictures to how it really comes? So next we're going to get into the Crimson Guard. Crimson Guard, I can't see actually dropping $55 each on troop builders and troop building very many. It would be quite a challenge if you ask me, but very challenging. But it's still exciting that they're making this, and it's kind of fun. Now this whole wave was teased with this picture right here where he was drinking coffee and a donut, and just thinking, like, really, those are going to be accessories they include, and really they are included. And you know you're going to have to... I'm wondering if that hand actually works well as a trigger hand. It probably does, and it also doubles as holding the donut hand, so that's going to work really well. So let's see what all does this guy come with. Of course, he's going to come with multiple different heads. Now, this is interesting because each head is something different. You got a different color hairstyle, where one with glasses, one without glasses, just a face mask, and then the full-on metal shield over the face. And then the backpack's in there. You got some like chemical vials, and you got the signature blaster there to it, and then you got some 3 hands, a blaster, the donut, the cup, and then crystal stuff at the bottom there, which I should probably know exactly what that stuff's called from an episode. But anyhow, I think he looks really good, very classic. I'm a little concerned about the brightness of the blue that's on there, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it's going to be a little darker than that, but maybe it'll stay this bright when it comes. Who knows? Sometimes the paint doesn't match when you look at these things. Here's the packaging mock-up, and it looks like you'd expect. So anyway, I would like to get like a bundle pack of these. It'd be nice. You're seeing right now at Entertainment Earth, like with bats, you can get, I think, 4 bats for like $165, so that makes them a lot cheaper to troop build bats, and I think that's slick. That's still a lot of money, though. You think the 4 figures is $165. That takes down to 40 something a piece, but still, maybe that's something. If you troop build, start looking at Entertainment Earth like 2 months after a wave comes out, and they start doing stuff like they do those warehouse deals, is what they call them, and that makes it real affordable, more affordable to troop build these guys. Okay, so next up we've got CoverGirl, and I have to admit that CoverGirl has been an issue with the classified, because people don't like the face of the classified one. People are saying she looks like Joan Rivers, and I gotta admit that I am thoroughly impressed with the vast majority of the head sculpts coming from Super 7 these days. I think they do nail these head sculpts, and they look fantastic. So, does this figure look better than the classified? Well, of course. It looks more classic for me. I'm into the classic cartoon look, and I think that the face, they nail it. Now, this is still just a render, but they're not too far from this. I do think that one of the issues that we did have was with the Silverhawks. And looking at the head sculpt right there, now that one is just kind of how they made the face, looking like she's supposed to be sneering, but she looks like she smelled something funny. But for the most part, the other heads on her look okay. But it's kind of one of those things, like, I think this is the worst female face that they've made, and it's still way better than what we got with the classified version. And so with that, I have a lot of confidence that they're going to deliver really, really close to this face sculpt and head sculpt. Here's what she comes with, and as this line keeps going deeper, 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 and I have all of the accessories in hand, I think they reuse a lot of accessories, which I'm okay with. I don't have a problem with at all, reusing accessories, but it's this is pretty cool, though. She's got short hair, long hair, or hair sort of tied up, the hair down, and then wearing a helmet, which is fine. All that is perfectly fine, and she's not going to get her vehicle. Another side note is Super 7, Brian Flynn came out and said he will not be making any vehicles for G.I. Joe. Now, there may be some small kind of like playset diorama things that they're thinking about doing, but no actual vehicles for G.I. Joe. And he explained costs and all this kind of stuff. The Thunder Tank was a big deal, but I believe that it's because Hasbro is going to take care of the vehicles situation, and they don't want to compete with Hasbro. But I don't think these fit in all the vehicles Hasbro's going to make, so there's going to be some challenges there. But he basically said no vehicles. So if you're collecting this line, don't expect them to fit in the vehicles or them to make vehicles for them or anything like that. But anyway, so we got the gun, the shovel, we got a missile, got a hammer, sledgehammer, and then some extra hands. And I'm not exactly sure, I can't remember what that giant, top right, that giant gun looking thing is for, but it's probably not a gun. It's a sensor or something. Here's how she is packaged in there, and the packaging looks fine. She looks good, and overall, solid release in my opinion. So we got Roadblock, and I'm definitely picking this Roadblock up. And I have to admit that I like the Amazon exclusive one. That was the 4th try to get it right, and they got it right on the 4th try. This still looks better, just way better to me. And Roadblocks is in my top 5. I mean, I could argue whether it's Roadblock or Storm Shadow. That's my favorite, depending on the day. And I have to admit, it was wearing on me with Classified making so many Roadblocks. Even though he's my guy, it took him 4 tries to get him right. And I'm happy it's right there. But this just looks fantastic. So, yes, I'm excited for it. Now, I do want to say these toy accessories that kind of come with it, and then reusing that same gun there. But he looks good. I mean, I'm really happy with the accessories. He's got the 3 different faces, all just kind of different. I think the kind of angry-looking face would work on him the best. I think it looks really good because there's so much character in that face and so much going on. He's so tough. It's like I think of him, I think of like a really tough guy and something like that. So I don't really think of him smiling that much unless he's cooking, but with his apron on and all that kind of stuff. But let's see what else he's got here. That stand, the backpack, the helmet. So a lot of basic stuff going on here with the hands, but accessories I think are perfect. They work, they're fine. Some other people think they probably have a whole lot of different accessories that we might get down the road, and that is what's kind of fun about getting different iterations. We'll get him in different iterations down the road, but for now, this is the one I want the most, and I'm glad they're making it. Here's the packaging, and the packaging on him looks good. We don't know if it's really going to come out like this or not. But, yeah, it looks good. That's kind of how you'd expect to see the packaging. And I've actually seen a lot of people display, mostly the Thundercats, though. They'll display them in the package like this. So it's really important how the setup is and how it looks, because there are a lot of mint and package collectors out there. And it blows the mind of the loose collectors. That's why I show these, because I was skipping over these in some videos, but then there's the mint and package collectors that are like, well, what's this package look like? So I like to show that and like to talk about that. And of course, that's what my last show video was, all about packaging. So I gotta say, this was a very solid wave. I'm very pleased with these offerings, and they're sticking close to the main core characters. And then we get some offshoots and recolors and stuff. But as long as we keep getting waves like this that are just fantastic, I'm all in on them. And I gotta say, I wasn't all in on a couple of the characters in the past, but they were kind of like pre-colors, like they were recolored, and they're gonna get the more standard color down the road, like the Snake Eyes and the Baroness. And so with that, I'm okay with that too. But this is just straight up going right to what we want. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you going from Super 7? You're gonna order from them and wait a year, maybe 2 years, so you can get that extra bonus? Or you like prepaying for these? You like to wait till BBTS or Entertainment Earth gets them in? Or do you know a cheaper way to get them and I'm missing it? Let me know. Like, subscribe to Dear Hanger out.